Good morning, friends. Welcome back. Well, good morning for me. I don't know about for you, but for me it is early morning. I am still very much in my pajamas from the waist down, and I am back at the house, which means that I have a bunch of unpacking and maybe some cleaning to do. So I thought, let's do another body doubling video. There's definitely a bunch of you out there that really enjoy these videos because you have no obligation to watch the screen. You don't feel guilty if you throw me on in the background. We can just get some work done together. It's very casual. It's a lot of fun. It makes my editing job easier because I am not assuming that you're watching the screen. I am assuming that I am on in the background and you're food prepping or you're doing some PT. You've got some work to do. Maybe you're somehow studying. I know there are some of you out there that say that you are studying or reading or doing some other type of work that I don't understand how you can do it with the noise on in the background, but you know what? Different strokes for different folks. If I help you focus, then more power to you and to me, I guess. Huzzah. So yeah, let me know what it is that you will be working on. Like, let's do, if this works for you, do a little bit of accountability. So head on down to the comments. Let me know what it is that you're working on, that you're planning or hoping to accomplish during this video. If I had to guess, I'm gonna try and make it 1 hour. So what would you like to get done in the next hour? I'll try to remember to do a little check-in halfway-ish through the video and then to do another check-in at the end of the video. So if being held accountable in the comment section is something that works for you, head on down there and, get busy typing away. If that doesn't work for you, then just ignore me, throw me on, pump the volume up a little bit, and let's get some work done. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna take a little sip of this coffee to power me through the next little bit of unpacking. Also, can we take a sec to just talk about this little display that I've got going on here? I came home to this. This is what I had left up the last time we were in the house, which was sometime in January, February, March, April. So this is still kind of winter themed, but I think it's just so cozy. These are all things that were found around the house, with the exception of I did go out and buy the candle for the candlestick because I have been having fun. I've been having so much fun now that I have a mantle. I love decorating. I mean, I love the renovation content as well. I really enjoy every aspect of it, honestly, but it is kind of fun to balance out the dirty, grimy renovation power tools stuff with a tiny bit of decorating, and that is what I have done here, and I'm having so much fun with it. So yeah, everything here very much from the house or the thrift store, and very winter themed, so I should probably swap that out soon. It's like autumn season, so I get to do my fun cozy autumn vibes and pull all that stuff back out. I've got my headless horseman from the attic, my headless Scotsman, I should say. So I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, I'm gonna get you set up. I'm gonna pull out that suitcase right there and I'm gonna kind of just unpack, show you kind of some of the stuff that I tend to bring to the house when I come here, and we're just gonna have some fun getting some work done. So I'll see you in a sec. Of course I packed it way too full. That's the problem with driving instead of flying, is I have no weight limit, so I just jam pack everything, of course. Ta-da! All right, okay. Well, first up, right away, first item has kind of a fun story. I actually just picked this up a couple days ago. I was walking canal in Montreal and I even have some footage of it actually, so if you want to watch the screen you can. Was walking canal and found a couple boxes of stuff that people were giving away. I think they maybe just moved in because there were a bunch of moving boxes on their balcony. Had a bunch of towels in it, including this one, which is in really good shape. I guess they just must not have wanted it because it's in pristine shape, like a nice beach towel. They also had some plain white towels that were not even stained. They were in perfectly good shape, so I grabbed those. And I also grabbed they had a complete full set of measuring cups, but silicone collapsible ones, which I snagged all of them. They had all of them quarter cup, half cup, third cup, 1 cup, all of that. And I grabbed them because they're gonna be great for traveling. I always measure out Cannell's dog food. And when we go traveling, I just have an extra measuring cup that I throw in. But you know, it doesn't collapse, so it does take up a little bit of space. And now I have a collapsible one, which is very, very fun. And then, you know, the other ones I can just, honestly, if I wanted to travel with all of them for baking on tour, I could do that because I do sometimes bake on tour. So anyway, there we go. That's the story behind the fun beach towel. I actually think that this is what I'm going to use to feed Cannell here at the house because, you know, I am always concerned about the presence of lead. Most of our paint is in good shape, like it's not actively peeling, but still, she's so small that it wouldn't take that much lead in her system to like be a serious problem. So I always try to feed her on a clean piece of linen, and then I just like fold that linen up so that the clean side is fully enclosed. And I think that's what this is gonna be eventually. So there's that, item number 1. This can just go over here by the doggo. I'll give you a shot of the doggo in a second. She is over on her fainting couch, looking very comfy and cozy and a little bit sleepy. Okay, what else? Oh, a couple books. I was bringing this one with me to a cafe, so I put it in a plastic bag to protect it. But these books, I'm actually very excited about them. So we have Pride of Home, the working class housing tradition in Nova Scotia, 1749 to 1949. So there's that one. And then this one is Houses of Nova Scotia. And I have briefly opened this one and looked through it a little bit, and I'm actually like super excited about it. It's got like all these fun little drawings of various architecture terms, which my vocabulary is not great. Like I can recognize things and like empire style and all that, and I know what a gable is and I know what a corbel is, but it's kind of fun to have actual illustrations that go with them, and I can learn, you know, sometimes the proper terms for it. And then also it does go through, oh yeah, it has lots of fun different types of roof lines, but it is specific to Nova Scotia. And I think in the intro they even say actually that this book was made intentionally small enough so that if you wanted to like bring it with you as you were driving around, you could. It is hoped that the size of the book makes it portable yet comprehensive, that the information is accessible and the descriptions clear. There is an underlying hope that its use will bring enjoyment through a deeper understanding of our heritage. The book is written to provide some answers for those people who get asked, how old is it or what style is that house? So obviously I'm interested in, maybe not obviously, I got it because I was interested in trying to figure out what the house might have looked like originally, when it was originally constructed. And it's a little bit tricky because you kind of need local points of reference. And obviously there are a lot of old houses around here in the area, but you know, they're not all from the same time period. A lot of them have been modified, so I definitely can take some inspiration, but I also was just wanting to learn more about how specifically these architectural styles were implemented regionally. We've got, you know, a lot of influence here, a lot of Scottish influence, a lot of Acadian and French influence. So a lot of these are like very fun examples specifically of local buildings, which is pretty fun. And I haven't gotten to the point where I would have found anything that resembled the house here, but like I said, I'm only a couple pages in, so I'm very excited about this one. And then also the working class housing tradition, even you know, if it's not useful to my house specifically, it's still super interesting to me. So looking forward to reading both of these. Oh, and then we've got the pot holders that I made. These are going to be put to use. They're actually going to go alongside the washcloths that somebody sent me. They have been getting use in the house for many, many months. Somebody crocheted these very fun gray cotton washcloths, and they've been getting a lot of use. I made these in Montreal and have been meaning to bring them here for quite a while, and now they're finally here. Big fan of the cute orange print. Boop. I will say that I no longer work with that company though. That was made for a sponsorship. And at the time I was comfortable endorsing them, and then they started using a bunch of AI images in their advertising and also not disclosing it was AI, and they were using it also in a way that was misleading a lot of people, and I could literally see that in the comments. That it was misleading people into thinking that those were the items they were purchasing, like they were purchasing a kit to make those specific stuffed animals when those stuffed animals didn't exist because they were AI. So they sent me another email to be like, hey, do you want to work with us again? And I sent back a very long and very strongly worded letter saying exactly why I would no longer be partnering with them unless they took significant actions to, change the way that they are doing business, and they didn't. So, no longer working with them. Next up, ooh, this is a fun one. Got this at my local thrift store. It was only $3. I should say local in Montreal. It is still one of the few good ones left in Montreal where they haven't hiked up the prices crazy high. It's just a tablecloth, but it's a very lovely color, very lovely pattern. It's like this kind of fun tartanish pattern. And the texture is very fun too. It's, I don't know how I would describe it. It's like rough. It's not quite homespun. It's actually even a bit rougher than homespun, but yeah. Look at how fun and colorful it is. And I was like, you know what? For the winter months, this is going to be very, very cheerful. We always use this table that I'm on, but it's a very old table and it needs some TLC, but until I can give it that TLC, we're using a lot of tablecloths. So that was a $3 well spent, I would say. Oh yes, we've got these. This was something else that I purchased. You probably can't see because it's white on white. This was $1. I have 3 of these. I don't know why I have only one of them in here. So these are, they're IKEA, and they're meant to be like you zip to close the bottom. I think they're meant to store shoes. Like the lid closes like this. And you put your shoes in there and you put it under the bed, but I am like, I'm not gonna put shoes in there. I have so many other things that I need to store. And specifically, I think these could potentially be good for like as project bags, project dividers, because, with my limited time to do crafting, I still love doing it. And I've been doing a lot of it here and there, but it's like very sprinkled. Very sprinkled throughout. So when I have access to a machine, I have a couple projects that require a machine. Very, very excited for those, actually. Super excited. They use all the fabric that y'all sent to me, to my P.O. box. I promise I have been working my way through that fabric. It's taking me a long time because usually I don't have access to a machine. So project bags for that. I think I actually have one in the other suitcase over here that is already full of fabric. So for $1, I don't know how much they sell these at IKEA. I mean, probably not that much. It's probably only $5, but I got 3 like this. I got a couple of these square ones of different sizes. Now this is less for storing stuff because it doesn't have a top on it or anything, but it is kind of like if I'm working on things or if I need to wrangle a bunch of supplies. I don't know. I just thought this one is really dirty. I think this one was only like 25 cents because it was super dirty. But the other ones are in impeccable, pristine shape. I got those. And then I got one more. Where is it? Because I'm kind of excited about the other one. Aha! Found it. Okay, this one wasn't in there because it's when it folds up, it doesn't fit in the suitcase. But check this out. Ah! So there's this, and then the bottom just Velcros on. And we have cubbies, which again, for crafting, cubbies, very, very fun. It packs down nice and light. And I figured I have a couple crafting projects that like specifically could use a little bit of division and controlage and separation and sorting and all that good stuff. So very, very happy about that. This one was also only $1. So I was like, honestly, $1 very, very well spent. I do love thrift stores. What else? Ooh, yes, my My winter work pants, I mean, I have a lot of pairs of winter work pants, but often they're not winter work pants, they're regular work pants that I throw lots of long underwear underneath. But this, they're actually lined. I don't know, I'm actually thinking about doing a small segment on my favorite types of work clothes in another video. I don't know if I should do it like around Christmas time, because that is like the main time that people are looking for present ideas, gift ideas. What should they give other people? What should they ask for other people to give them? And on the one hand, I don't want to like encourage rampant consumerism. Like, I don't want to be like, go out and buy this, you need all the things. But at the same time, there is a tradition of gift giving, especially around the holidays, whether you celebrate Christmas or, you know, a wide variety of holiday traditions. So if somebody is expecting to give you a gift, or somebody is expecting to get a gift anyway, I feel like I could do it in a way that wasn't like insisting that you buy all the things, but just saying, hey, look, if you want to buy the things, or you want somebody to buy you the things, here are my opinions on those things. So that was my thought. But anyway, the reason that I got these, I actually got these at a garage sale. Was going with a friend. She really wanted me to go with her to check out we were driving by and she saw it and was like, oh, I want to check out this furniture piece for my kitchen. And I was poking around. Now these are men's pants, I believe. Let's see, how are they measured? That should tell us. Yes, these are definitely men's pants because the measuring system actually makes sense. But they're lined, like not a separate lining, like the fabric itself. So it's very canvasy on the outside. It has a very fun texture. And on the inside is like very fleecy. Now, I am a big fan of natural fibers in general. The exception is in the winter, because I'm very rarely overheating in the winter. I'm always cold. And so I'm like, honestly, bring on the polyester. I'm not somebody who sweats a lot. I know if you're somebody who sweats quite easily, then polyester, even in the winter, can be very problematic. That's not me. I have the other problem. I don't sweat enough sometimes. And my body has a little bit of a problem regulating its temperature. So for me, I'm like, bring on the polyester. I need to be forced to trap my heat because I do not naturally trap my heat. So looking at this, the outer shell is 98% cotton, 2% spandex, which I will say it is quite comfortable. You can tell that it has a bit of stretch. This is very similar to the mixture that I use for my costumes. My costume pants, I also look for about 2% of spandex in it, and then the rest, ideally cotton if possible. Sometimes it has to be polyester. And then the lining is 100% polyester. The brand Weatherproof Vintage. Now they are a little bit big on me because, like I said, garage sale, I had to take the size that they had. So I am a little bit swimming in them, but only a touch. It's really not bad. And they are very warm. They're pretty cute. I actually wear them around. I don't get them super grubby because I think they're cute. So I don't wear them if we're gonna be like getting greasy or really, really dirty. I have just worn them around walking the dog and stuff, like being, I don't know, I won't say being cute in the city in my regular life, but just being like normal, pedestrian, living life and not freezing my butt off. So I thought I should bring those. This is the perfect season for them. I should bring those, figured they'd get some use here. Clothes can go over here. Oh, here's one of the white towels from that sidewalk find. Like I said, look, it's in perfect shape. There aren't any stains. They just didn't need it, I guess. So we are always needing towels around here. We have muddy dogs, we have dirty houses. I don't know, I just like towels. Worst case, we cut them up and use them for washcloths, whatever. Like, there are so many ways to use this. So if the price is $3.99, I'll snag it. What do we have? Ooh, yes, found another pair of Minnetonka moccasins. It was actually in one of the previous like Clean With Me videos that I talked about the original ones right here. These are also Minnetonka moccasins. Now these are a little bit more like lightweight summer weather. These are lined and you know, somebody else has worn them, but Oh, hey, there's a tiny little key in here. Would you look at that? Do you suppose that's the key to like somebody's diary or something? Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Wow. Somebody somewhere is missing the key to their diary because it fell out and fell into their shoes, and then they donated their shoes to the thrift shop, and now I have the key to their diary. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so I'm actually gonna put these on right now because the floor in here is a little bit cold. Plus I figure I might as well start breaking them in now. I will say that was kind of funny. There was that one episode, I think it was back in the spring, like it was in January or February, where everybody was commenting on what poor shape Phil's shoes were in, because there was one shot where you could see his shoes and like they're falling apart. And we always wear thrifted shoes for the renovations because we're like, they're gonna get super beat up and banged up, and you know, they're just you can get them for 10, 12 bucks at the thrift store around here. And we both have the typical size feet that are very easy to find shoes for usually. And I got some comment being like, telling me that we shouldn't, well, I got a lot of comments from people being really grossed out that we were wearing other people's shoes, which, I mean, if it grosses you out, that's fine, but it's, don't take that out on me that I'm not grossed out by it. Like, look, I grew up without enough money to be buying new shoes constantly. I lived at the thrift store. All my clothes were thrifted, and I didn't get bed bugs, and I didn't smell bad, and it wasn't gross. You just wash them. If they're thrifted shoes, it just takes you a little bit to break them into your feet. But it was kind of funny that somebody was saying it wasn't worth it because I was going to damage my feet because I was wearing somebody else's shoes. And I was like, look, I've worn somebody else's shoes my entire life, and I have specifically seen like a orthopedic PT physical therapist person when I broke my ankle, and he was like, oh, your shoes are fantastic, and despite the broken ankle, you have really good walking structure. So I don't know, that was a really weird tangent. I just thought it was a funny hill to die on. People be dying on really funny hills in the comment section, I will say that. Ooh. Got these little lavender sachets. Still smell really good. I figured I would just kind of, I found these laying around. I was like, I'm just gonna throw these into a couple of my drawers because they just smell oh so lovely. Also, a lot of people suggesting to put some lavender oil in the vinegar on my last video, because that was the video where I was putting the citrus peels in the vinegar and testing them out. Some people said that they either get their vinegar already smelling like lavender or that they make it smell like lavender themselves. Have to look into that just to make sure that, you know, can you add essential oils to vinegar? Will it still be effective? I'm not sure. As long as it's not basic, it's probably fine. You just don't want to be adding, because vinegar is very acidic. That is why it works. It cleans things because it's acidic. So you don't want to add something that's very basic, like say baking soda, to it. You will get a very fun reaction. You know, that's how kids make the lava in those paper mache volcanoes. But because it makes that cool reaction, it is like, that is the reaction that you normally would want to be. You would want to react to the vinegar against the bacteria and germs and stuff you're cleaning instead. So by pre-reacting it with baking soda, now you've just neutralized it. It's ineffective. So just make sure that the vinegar, lavender doesn't have the same effect, but I think it should be fine. Should be fine. We got a lot of paintbrushes in here, because I will be doing far more painting here than I will in Montreal. These are all also like thrift finds, or a lot of them are street finds. Obviously the really cheap ones from Dollarama. Not going to be using them probably to do anything other than crafting, but there are a couple that are actually fairly nice shape. So these can go over here. Next up, we've got, ooh, yes, we have a gift for the little doggo. This is from Lynn in Canada, who got this off of my Amazon wish list. They are freeze-dried 100% salmon dog treats. For the doggo, I will absolutely be giving her one of these. We can probably even do it at partway through this video, I'll go give her one, and I'll make sure to let you know when I do that. So if you want to watch the screen, you can. That was very, very kind of her. She also sent me something for the renovation, but I thought it was very sweet that she sent something for Canel as well. So Canel will very much appreciate that. She does love her salmon. Next up, not one, but 2 bags of Norwegian candy and snacks and goodies. I like to bring stuff back to give to the people here in Nova Scotia, like our friends and is that neighbor Tim with his behemoth truck? Yeah, I like to bring stuff to give to the friends that watch our place. So neighbor Tim, neighbor Mike, I've got Brenda, who's been mowing my lawn for me. That was so kind of her. I've got a couple of friends that came and walked through the house after some big storms to make sure that, the roof wasn't leaking and such. So these are very heavy. Like, this took up so much space in my luggage, but 100% worth it just to say thank you to everybody. Now, these are not anything that special. If you are Norwegian, you will obviously recognize this. This is the Norwegian Kit Kat, but it is the essential hiking bar. This is like what one takes when one goes hiking. It has makes me giggle. So I got some of those. I got one of my favorite candy bars, Smash bars. So good. So it's, if you think of bugles, like the conical cornucopias that as a kid you would put on your fingers and you'd have witch fingers. Well, they crushed them up and put them in chocolate bars, and it's so good. If you like sweet and salty, Smash bars, Norwegian Smash bars, so good. I mean, I'm sure they sell them elsewhere, but that's where I got hooked on them. So I've got, a whole bunch of that. Very excited to hand these out to say thank you to everybody for being such kind, amazing neighbors. Oh, there we go. There's the other package from Lynn. So it is a bunch of blades for my oscillating tool. That's gonna come very handy. I love my oscillating tool. It's one of my absolute favorite renovation tools. It's so useful, but it does blow through blades quite fast because I use it all the time. So thank you so much, Lynn, for that. That will come up on the channel, but it probably won't make an appearance on the main channel for a year because we have that kind of year-long delay. So what else do we got? We have my little miniature iron. I brought that because I am hoping to do some crafting here. So if I open this up, you can see itty bitty little iron here. If you watched my Vlogmas series from 2 years ago, this is the one that I took on tour with me. It is so teeny tiny, great for traveling, great for if you get fatigued by ironing a lot. Now I will say it's maybe not quite as effective as a really heavy iron, because of course the heavier your iron is, the more effective it is, but it won't fatigue you. It's not so heavy to move around. So this got really great reviews online and I purchased it, and I also heartily endorse it. I'm not a big link in the description girl, but I will throw the link for this in the description. If you happen to be in the market already for it, if this will fill a niche in your life that you were already you already had that need, don't go out and buy it just because I told you that I like it. But if you would genuinely need and use this and you're already thinking about getting one, I recommend this brand because it works super well. It also came with a little thing to fill it up. That was the reason, actually one of the reasons that I chose this one, is you can actually put water in it. It will produce steam. Not all miniature irons will do that. So that was a big factor in choosing this. It's worked really well. Has the fun little travel case. 10 out of 10. Would recommend, but only if you actually need it. Okay. Then we've got not one, not two, not three, but 4 bags of various types of twill tape, and they're all for $1. I got them at a thrift store, And now I don't think all of these will be as, like, they're not all equally useful because they're not all twill tape. Some of them look a little bit more like, almost like bra straps, but not quite. But either way, I am planning on doing some lampshade experimenting, playing with. I have a few lampshade projects that I'd like to do, and you need a lot of twill tape to wrap the wire of the lampshade. So when I saw this, I was like, for $4, that's an insane quantity of twill tape for $4. Even if not all of it is the ideal type of twill tape, still, like, oh, couldn't pass that up. Would you like to say hi to the people? Huh? Everyone, Canel's in frame. If you're missing some Canel action, look at the screen right now because I have the cute corgi. Would cute corgi like some salmon? Would you like some salmon? Is this the moment in the video where we give the dog the salmon treats? I think it is. Oh, yes. Would you like some of this? I think we could do that. I think, oh, does that smell good? Does that smell good? Are you a good doggo? Okay. Oh, it's a good dog. Tell that. Wee. Wee. Oh, that's a good doggo. Leave it. Good girl. Leave it. That's a good doggo. Such a good doggo. Kenna. Okay. Did you even taste that? Cast. Cast. Okay. Boop. We. Okay. Good girl. Where's your good dog? Good girl. Okay, say Finny, Fidodo. Can I? Fidodo. Fidodo. Well, that was a great success. Thank you so much, Lynn. She heartily approves. Not that there was any doubt in my mind, but you know. Dogness confirmed. Okay, friends, it is time for that mid-video check-in. We are roughly halfway through the video. So if you are one of those people that likes being held accountable, go do a little check-in down in the comment section. You can make a new comment. You can find your original comment and just reply to it. Let me know, how is it going? Are you getting everything done that you want to? Do you need a drink break, a stretch break? Do you need to go like take a super quick lap around your house to like get some energy out? If that is the case, hit pause on the video, go stretch, go hydrate, grab a snack. Like, are you hangry? Do we need to do a little check-in? I just ate breakfast myself, so I'm okay, but let me tell you, nothing will derail my plans more than discovering that I'm actually really hungry. So, accountability check-in, let me know where you're at, grab that snack, go to the bathroom, whatever it is, come back, and let's continue with the unpacking. Okay, so we had twill tape, and then, oh, actually, this is like my whole box of crafts. So, I also have, you can't see it because I put it in 2 different bags just in case they would explode, but I got a bunch of fun silk dye to dye the silk for the lampshades. So I was thinking, I was really inspired by these images I was seeing of like, I'll throw them up on screen if you want to look right now, of these various like dyed, cool, very fantastical lanterns. And I was like, that, I want to make something like that. So I got some dyes and some silk. And I'm just gonna play around and hopefully make some really cool lamps. I figured I could put some in the lampshades that I already have. The old lamps that were laying around the house where the shades are already falling apart and disgusting. Take off the old fabric and make some new ones. And then also make some really cool, fun, fantastical looking ones that, you know, feel like they belong in an enchanted forest. I'm so down for that. As part of my year of whimsy, right? So there's that. And then I also have these are the lights to go in the fantastical enchanted forest lanterns. Just got some other regular crafting supplies. Oh, I have some, ha ha ha. Have some little Sculpey here. got that, and then I got a big thing of translucent Sculpey because I want to make some translucent mushrooms that I can put little twinkle lights inside and have light up mushrooms. That's the goal anyway. Let's see if I'm talented enough to make it happen. I think so. I think we can make it work. So that's my whole craft box. I think we can just take that out of here as is. Crafts, you go over here. Sewing scissors. Always got to bring the sewing scissors. More crafting supplies. What else do we have in here? Ooh, this is a fun bag. Oh, there are the measuring cups. Here are the silicone measuring cups. They just boop, pop out. And then they collapse down, and so you can travel with all of your measuring cups. And, you know, they're fairly space efficient. Fairly space efficient. Wow, that was a tongue twister. Now, in the end, are they actually more space saving than if you would just get regular ones? Honestly, I don't think so. Because the regular ones, they just nest in each other, and they don't take up much more space than this to begin with. But if you just need one, if I just, for example, want to take the third of a measuring cup one and pack that with Cannell's dog food, this is more efficient. So I don't think I would have bought them, but because somebody was already giving them away or throwing them out, I snagged them, and I'm not mad about it. But what I was really excited about is actually what's in here. I found a garage sale in Montreal and managed to get a pretty darn good price on a bunch of doorknobs. Now, unfortunately, there's only 2 that match, and they're not the coolest ones. They're not boring. They're still very pretty. They're a tiny bit plain compared to some of the other ones, but these are very pretty. These I could actually use, you know, one on each side. It didn't have any of the hardware. That was the thing. I got only the knobs. It doesn't have the hardware that goes with it. So I have these 2 that have the small pattern on them. I have this one that's just very, very plain, but still good quality. Like definitely a, you know, vintage antique quality. And then these ones are a little bit more fun. So there's that one that has that kind of very cool pattern around it. Will it focus? Yes. And then this one's the coolest one. Look at that. Now it does look like somebody tried to use some rub and buff on here. I don't know if it's coming across on screen, but the color is kind of weird. I don't know. It might need a little gentle scrubbing with like just a warm water and a toothbrush. See, and then obviously drying it right away. But the pattern was so fun. And so there are 5 of them. I got the 5 of these knobs and 2 big boxes of nails and a box of, I think it was 80 screwdriver bits. Do I have it in here? Okay, so I went to go find this kit, which I did find, and then I also found something else out there that I was like, that's right, I forgot. I really wanted to tell the people about this. So here's the kit. I was right. It is actually 80 pieces. Now, there are a couple that are missing. Like, I would be willing to bet that there's not 80 in here, but there are at least 60 pieces. And this by itself is probably easily $15 new. So to get this and all the nails and all the doorknobs for 15 bucks, I was super happy. But something I got for free and what I just dragged in with me here is this. So let me haul it up on the table and show you what it is. It's big bag. So this is a completely collapsible shoe rack thing. This was so fun. This was, again, something I grabbed in Montreal. It was a street find. I was walking home from the park and saw this big pile of stuff out front of an apartment building, And first of all, what caught my eye really was the Kallax unit, because I love the Kallax units. They're so practical. And I think if I had had access to a car, I probably would have tried to get the Kallax unit home with me, even if it was just to resell it, because you can make 50 bucks easily, if not, 80 to 100 on a Kallax unit that's in good shape. I've got like 2 or 3 of them. I've got 3 of them in my room back in Montreal. And then there's another 1 or 2 in my roommate's room as well. They're just so practical. But anyway, because I realized I couldn't take that, I then focused my attention on the next thing, which was this. Now I'll show you the video clip here of what they look like assembled. They're basically a customizable cubby unit sort of thing. So you can build it as big as you need it. You can put it in whatever dimensions you need it for, which I thought was very fun. It obviously had housed shoes because I can't find that, not these, but some of them were a little bit dusty, and you could see like the imprint from where the shoes had been. In fact, you can actually, if I hold this in the right angle, you can kind of see even here where there had been shoes. So that's all they had been used for. They were in perfect shape. This person was just moving out and didn't need them. So I obviously snapped it up. So I plopped Canel down with my backpack and started disassembling this. I filmed it because I thought it was so ridiculous. And then I brought them all here. Well, first I walked home with them, which was pretty funny because it was still like a solid 15-minute walk. This is not a small bag. Fortunately, I was actually able, they had bags there. They had a bag of bags. So I took the 2 biggest ones, I double lined the bags, threw all the pieces in there, and walked home with Canel and my sidewalk find. And I'm thinking, I don't think I'll use it for shoes, at least not originally. I do think I'm going to use it as a way to sort and store all of the fabric that people have sent me, because I think it could be really fun. I could try to sort by color. I think I'm mostly going to do by color. Probably not by fabric type, because that feels impossible to know, or not impossible, but I'm not going to go through and burn test everything. So I think sorting by color, because that's also how I am mostly choosing to use the fabrics so far. Everything I've done with them, I have chosen based on color. So I think I'm just going to stand this, instead of the cubbies being like this, that you would put the shoe in the middle. I think I'll actually have it like this, with the opening facing up, so I can just drop fabric in, sort it by color, and yeah, that's fun. So it's just got these weird little modules like this in plastic, and they kind of slot in here to the corner, and they're made out of metal and a kind of a fairly sturdy plastic papery type thing, and then they lock in here, you snap them together, and I thought it was kind of fun. So, again, the price was right, and we are lacking a lot of storage here at the house. So I thought, you know what? Why not? If nothing else, it's a good story. So yeah, there's that. But let me get this bag out of here, and we can get back to the task at hand, which is unpacking my suitcase. And I'm thinking with these guys, because I have 5 of them, I was thinking it could be kind of fun to do like use them to hang clothes on, so that there's imagine a backer board, and then you've got these kind of sticking out, and you can hang clothes on them. So I was thinking 3 on the bottom, and then stagger them with 2 on the top. It would just be somewhere to hang your clothes, and it would be maybe a little bit harder to hang your clothes because they're so big, but also less damaging to your clothes if they don't have a hook, which I have a lot of coats that don't have a little loop to hook them up. So there's that. I brought them here thinking that maybe I would use it in my room to hang clothes. That would be like a great use for, something that is less damaging to the fabric. Because if you're going to hang a pair of pants or a shirt, those don't usually have hooks, like little fabric hooks to hang them. And so I was like already thinking, maybe if I used a regular hook, would it damage like my shirts if I hang it on there? I don't know. What is this? Oh, this is the dye set for the silk dye. The mordant, basically. Then we've got, what else do we have in here? Oh, we've got some bunting. I have some fabric that I will turn into little flags. I want to do some bunting, some very hobbitsy, bright, cheerful colors. I've got two sizes. I've got like absolutely tiny and a little bit more quasi-normal, but still pretty small. Yeah, a very fun little project. So I'm just gonna like sew these triangles together. And this is, again, all fabric from Viewers. Look at that fun yellow. Very hobbitsy colors. You can see I went through and chose the most hobbitsiest of colors. And I'm gonna turn it into some bunting, and I'm probably gonna hang it on Canel's hobbit bed. So looking forward to that. Here's one. Here is one that I sewed together already. So this is the big one. Once it's been sewed and the seam allowance disappears, they're really not that big. And then the small ones they're very small. They're like itty bitty bitty. But that's gonna be very cheerful. I've always loved bunting. I think it's a great way to add some cheer and some joy to a room. I love it when I see people use it outdoors on patios or gardens. So there's gonna be a lot of bunting in my future because it's just so bright and friendly. What else did we got? Oh, we got some Blue Land tablets. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And then, last thing up is, I'm not, as everyone probably knows, I'm not a big fan of buying clothes new. I generally don't buy clothes new, but I saw a couple pairs of overalls that were just so stinking cute that I found one of them secondhand. I was able to buy one secondhand on eBay, but I had to buy one pair new. But look at how fun those overalls are. They've got the butterflies and the dragonflies and all these fun little bugs. The colors are amazing. I feel like I want more adult clothing that is whimsical and fun. So that's one pair of overalls. It's like, they even got the elastic to match in color, which I think is very fun. So there you go. There's one. This is the back, but that's one. And then the second one is it's ducks on a farm with like little fences and little flowers. And then, yeah, these ducks, they all have little bandanas or kerchiefs around their neck. And I just thought it was so fun. Also kind of fun that as I purchased it, I was like, this kind of matches my dining room. So look at this green and then this green, they're very similar. And I do enjoy green. I just enjoy really fun, colorful clothes, if you couldn't tell. So yes, I am very excited about these. I love a good pair of overalls. I'm a big overall fan. I think I'm entering my overall era, quite honestly, because I now have several pairs of overalls and I just really enjoy them. I really enjoy the pattern and just how like whimsical and fun they are. I don't know, adult clothing is always so darn boring and bland, and I'm like, no, let's have some fun. And then, yeah, last up, the one thing that I did buy while I was in Norway was a good pair of work pants. I love Scandinavian work pants. I find them far superior to what I have found here in North America. These are, I think they're actually a Swedish brand. Normally I tend to go with Mascot, which is a Danish brand. All my work pants are Mascot, but I saw these. They're technically actually hiking pants. Most normal people hike in them, but I'm gonna work in them because they're really comfy. So that pretty much empties out the inside. Do I have anything in the pockets? Yes, I do. Ooh, and that's gonna be fun to go through. Yes, okay, excellent. This is gonna be a lot of fun to go through because there's just a lot of fun things in here. So, opening this up, okay, first of all, I've got some tea from a viewer and a patron, Janet, at Janet's Craft Sanctuary. She sent me a big package, which a lot of things, some lovely books, some crafting supplies, and a bunch of tea. So I figured I should bring the tea here, and I'm gonna make myself some cozy tea come fall time, which is now. So there was that from Janet. I've got, oh, this is amazing. This is from Grace. Look at that. Look at how absolutely stunning this is. She drew this. It's drawn in, it looks like pencil. Grace, if you're watching, correct me if you're wrong. She signed it at the bottom, Grace Walker. It's Canal, and then she dated it. Will it show? So yeah, absolutely lovely. It's so freaking realistic. Just for fun, wait, while we're on the subject of dog art, I've had this one in the background of a lot of my shots, and I thought a lot of people were going to comment on it, but surprisingly no one did. So this is art that I actually commissioned. I saw somebody on Instagram, someone that I followed, and they lost their puppy. They had a young dog, and unfortunately he got very sick, and they had a lot of medical bills to pay because they tried to save him, and unfortunately it was not successful. They lost their young dog. I think he was less than a year old, and so they put up on Instagram that his partner was an artist, and to try to recoup some of the money from the medical bills to save their dog, he was opening up, like taking on commissions. And so I was like, let's do it. And I sent him a link to Canel's Instagram, and I said, hey, here's my dog. I would love if you would do a piece of artwork of her. Here's what she loves. Here's some of the styles of your artwork that I really like. And so he did this painting in that style. She has the stick in her mouth because of course she loves sticks. So that was very lovely. If anyone wants his information, if they want to reach out, and if they like this style of art and you want one of your own, I will put his information down below. So there's that. And then this was sent to me by Grace just in, she sent me a bunch of fabric, and this is obviously much more realistic. It's actually mind-blowingly realistic. I showed this to Phil and his jaw just dropped. Absolutely gorgeous. So both of these, well, this has been up for a while. It needs a frame. This is also going to take a place of honor in the house. And for now, I think it just goes in the backdrop until I get a proper gallery wall. But yeah, Grace, you are so talented. This is so stunning and beautiful. And thank you so, so much for sending that along with all the fabric. Then all the other little stuff that I have in here is kind of like little aesthetic-y knickknacks, because I've had it in my mind for a while that I want to do something that I did when I was much younger, when I was like a preteen and a teen, and that was that I had this massive desk in my room when I was a kid. And it was absolutely huge. It was like kind of a precursor to IKEA. It was unfinished wood. I remembered we had to assemble it ourselves to some extent, and it was giant. And my parents got me a piece of plexiglass that was, they cut it to the exact dimensions as the top of the desk. And I would just put all these random like images and stickers and postcards and everything under that plexiglass. And that allowed me to change and customize what my work surface looked like. And it also allowed me to, like, I could be a little bit rougher with the work surface and not like worry about damaging the actual stickers or the actual postcards. And yeah, I could just customize it to my heart's desire, because I was constantly rearranging my room. I was constantly repainting my room. Like I was always just, I had all these creative juices and energy, and I was like, gotta make it custom. I think that's why I started sewing things too, is because I really like customizing things. It's fun to me. And I was thinking, you know what? I want to bring that back, because I have all these fun pieces of artwork that I don't have anywhere at the house to put them currently. Like I don't have a gallery wall. I don't really have the time to curate one just yet, but I can definitely go out and find or buy a piece of plexiglass and put it on my desk and add all these lovely images in there to just get some easy art in my life. So this is a postcard from Astoria. We were there in the spring for a historical window workshop. The vlog on that is up on my Patreon for my patrons. So I just really liked the colors in the postcard. Very fun little piece of artwork. Also, this house in the bottom corner, we toured that historical house. That is also up on the vlog, and yeah, really lovely. Obviously Queen Anne style, Victorian, very Queen Anne, and had a really fun time. The interior is partly preserved, partly reconstructed in terms of the furnishings and, you know, the dishes and, you know, all that stuff. The fireplace, the tiles were to die for. So much fun. And then we also climbed that giant tower. So that was really fun. So that's from Astoria. I've got some absolutely adorable stickers here. This also came, a viewer sent these in to me. I think this video is already up. I don't remember which one it is, but I'm pretty sure I've already edited it. If that was you that sent me these, thank you so much. They're so cute. So these are gonna go under the plexiglass as well. While I was in Astoria afterwards, I swung by and visited the Pendleton Mill, one of them, the one that's close to Astoria. I went and stayed with a friend of the channel and a patron. I stayed with her and her husband for a couple days, hung out with them, and she took me here. She's a historical costumer. That's how she originally found me. We had an amazing couple days together. So much fun, and got a couple souvenirs from the Pendleton Mill, which was very, very fun to do. Then, next up we've got all of the squirrel art. This again comes from a Vlogmas video. I forget exactly which city I got these in, but they were absolutely adorable. The author is Deidre Wicks. She's inspired by her love of animals, fashion, costume, old photographs, and tea, and her watercolors have been exhibited in Canada and the US. So I just thought they were absolutely adorable. I love a good squirrel. And even better if it is anthropomorphized and nice and cozy. What's this one called? Squirrels Love Coffee. This one is Black Magic Coffee. Absolutely adorable. So those are gonna go under the plexiglass. And then I also got this. I got this in the same shop, but it's a very different style. I absolutely love the like magic realism of it. I've always enjoyed magical realism as a genre in literature, and it's very fun to see it in art as well. So fun. Do we have a title for this? The Tryst. The Tryst is the name of it, and it's by Paul Bond. And then last but not least, oh yes, vintage tea towel. That's just a bunch of mushrooms, because I do love me some good mushroom art. I love mushrooms. I would love to start growing some here. I've actually been thinking about reaching out to a couple Canadian companies that do like mushroom kits to grow your own mushrooms. We love mushrooms. I never ate them as a child. My dad did not like them. And so growing up, my mom just never cooked them. And so I didn't really eat mushrooms until I was easily in my 20s. And then I was like, wait, what? These are amazing. So now sometimes my mom and I will make dishes that are just full of mushrooms. And I also think they're absolutely adorable and beautiful. And I have, I have a mushroom, a triple-decker mushroom, and it's very fun. So hold your horses. Okay. Let me preface this by saying that I did not rip this off the tree or wherever it was growing, but look at how magnificent this is. Triple-decker mushroom right there. Don't know what type it is. I don't know if it's the, what is it, chicken of the woods? Hen of the woods? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think this is a completely different one, but I found it on a hike with Phil and my friend Taya, and we just thought it was so fun that they were all just like stacked up right on top of each other, and that they had already fallen off the tree but remained together. So this has been sitting in my front porch for like almost 6 months now, drying out and, you know, letting anything that was living in it die. So now I have it, and I was like, I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to like mount it somewhere, you know, as like almost as a shelf or just a random piece of art on the wall. Like I might find a way to work this into a frame and just have it as 3D art. So if you have ideas on ways to mount it or what to do with it or how to make it art, feel free to throw those down. in the comments down below. And while you're down there, let me know how things are going for you, because this is basically the end of the video. It has been roughly 1 hour, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Check in with me, let me know, what did you get done? Did you enjoy it? Do you feel as productive as you hoped you were? What was your favorite random item that I went through in this video? And if you're not done yet and you want to keep working, well, first I would recommend taking a little stretch break because it has been an hour. But if you're not done working and you would like another video, there should be one right here. This is another one. You've got another hour to go be productive and do stuff. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.